The Replacement, which was new on BBC
Is it
One
new by any
on
chance?
Tuesday night. Old school psychological, sort of almost quite soapy thriller. Starred Morgan Christie as Ellen, a architect who she just sort of gets a promotion just as the episode begins. They've just won a big contract for designing a new library in this is Edinburgh, because I recognised it as Edinburgh.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, there's probably you and I getting caught in the rain in the second episode.
And drinking pina coladas. And gets...
We are so contemporary.
Oh, okay. We need to go back to that later.
No, it's that song.
It's a song.
If you like pina coladas...
Yeah, I know. But how did that relate to you two?
Oh my god, because we were caught in the rain. God, I can only do this once a week.
How have you managed this for 5 years? I don't know.
I was on a lot of medication at one point.
Basically, early on in the episode, just after getting the promotion and winning the contract for this library, she finds out she's pregnant with her former therapist turned husband, played by Richard Rankin. So she's looking for her replacement, as the title would suggest, and she meets Vicky McClure's character, Paula. She hasn't had the success. She's had a few minor successes, but nothing major. She left architecturing to be a mother herself.
That a phrase? It is now. She left architecturing.
So she's come back to the profession after a 10-year gap to be a mum. At first, Ellen's colleagues are a bit suspicious of Paula, haven't mummed her as much as Ellen does, but then it sort of turns. Paula's going to a lot of meetings and not telling her. There's a lot of things happening where it feels like she's being pushed out ahead of her maternity leave.
And Paula's always saying, well, I'm doing this because you want to look after the baby and you've got to look after your health. And
because she's been a mother, she's been there, and she feels almost like she's being patronised.
I was going to tell you once I'd had confirmation. I've been playing phone tag with his PA. I didn't think you'd want to be copied in on all that.
Copy me on everything.
I don't know how to say this to you without sounding really patronising.
Go for it.
Okay, you want to be on top of everything, and I understand that, but it's honestly not possible, and you will make yourself ill. I nearly had a breakdown clinging on to my old life. I mean, never mind a baby, once that's on your CV, you really are screwed.
This isn't going to be my old life, Paula. Just because you decided to jack it in and stay at home for 10 years doesn't mean that I'm gonna.
Forget 10 years, I'm talking about right now. You're never going to be pregnant again for the first time, but there will be other buildings. What you're going through right now is 1,000,000 times more meaningful than whether or not the library gets a skylight.
I want you to stop cutting me out of conversations with my client and my bosses.
I honestly never meant to do that. I thought I was doing you a favour, of course.
Great.
You're going through the most amazing, wonderful time of your life. Don't treat it like an inconvenience.
Are you sure it's not you that's clinging on to your old life? Maybe you'd just rather be at home with Karis. Maybe you don't like being around someone that doesn't take motherhood so deadly seriously.
I do like being around you, and I am really sorry if I've insulted you.
I asked you in here to talk about work, that's it.
I was just trying to look out for you.
You're not here to look out for me.
We learn as well that Ellen's has had in the past, as I mentioned, her husband used to be a therapist. She had some psychological issues previously following her mother's death. So there's the hint that maybe she's overly paranoid and now she's becoming a mother. So there's sort of things creeping in there. Eventually, she has to leave the company after having a fall at the site that the library's being built. At the end of this, her boss, played by Neve McIntosh, has a fall at the site and drops to her death. After saying, "Come to the site, I've learnt something, blah, blah, blah." And so did she fall or was she pushed? I'll put Gary on first because we were having a little chat before, and Gary, you didn't finish this.
No, I got 40 minutes.
Sorry, Gary. Can I just ask? Is it because we watched it on the preview site and you haven't got any access to subtitles and they were all speaking quite broad Scottish?
No, it wasn't. No, I was watching it on the preview site and my internet connection went down about 40 minutes in. And do you know what? I wasn't inspired to go back and finish it. I was bored. I didn't like it. It was too slow. I didn't buy many of the relationships. I thought Dougray Scott was possibly the best character in it.
Wow, I'd forgotten he was in it.
Well, no, but that's the thing. I don't think there was any great acting in it. But I just didn't get this whole kind of like single white female thing that apparently it's supposed to be.
Can I pick up on some of the things Gary said? Because I do agree with some of the things Gary said and some of the things I disagree with. I always stick with the drama, and I think I am going to stick with this. I mean, it's only 3 episodes, so I think the style it is, and I do think it is sort of a Hand That Writes the Cradle single, like a sort of trashy melodrama. If you view it as a, this is sort of almost like a trashy thing, like a soapy drama.
I didn't think it was trashy.
We'll get to you, Luke. Nothing about this felt real, but I did enjoy it, and I disagree that the acting wasn't good. I thought Vicky McClure was excellent, and Morgan Christie as well, who I haven't always been a massive fan of. I liked her in Murder last year. They were a little bit over the top, but they needed to be for this sort of style of drama. I can see why Gary didn't last all the way on this. It's not his thing.
I liked that it made me think, well, is this just Morgan Christie's the way the pregnancy is affecting her? Is she viewing things through different eyes because she's jealous?
Did you believe these were actual characters who lived in the actual real world, or did you see these as 2 actresses giving quite good performances in a psychological thriller?
I'm going to watch it again tonight with the folks, and it'd be interesting now
that
you've put those...
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I suppose we said a similar thing about Dr. Foster, didn't we? It was
I bought into Dr. Foster more than I bought into this. Dr. Foster was sort of grounded more in reality, I think, because you got to see her at her practice. I couldn't buy into their world. Again, I know I use this quite a lot.
You did use it on Apple Tree Yard, but I agreed with you on that.
But I think this is... I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Apple Tree Yard, I think.
Yeah,
really?
I'm thinking.
You didn't get through Apple Tree Yard.
You didn't watch all of Apple Tree Yard,
no, I know.
You?
I don't know.
You got bored for episode 2 and turned that off. I suppose you got through more of Apple Tree Yard than he did. It's all relative with our Gary.
It's all relative. He's a real enigma. To talk about it and not praise Morgan Christie and Vicky McClure is wrong.
I agree. I think the performances are definitely the best thing about it. I do like these sort of trashy dramas, but
I wouldn't have used that word if you hadn't.
But it feels like a sort of trashy novel, like this sort of woman pregnant.
I sort of see it.
The accent that Neve McIntosh has was really sort of old school, sort of casualty falling off a ladder type thing.
You didn't see it coming, or did you?
I didn't see it coming. Well, I sort of did, because there was a spoiler on the side of the previews thing.
I know, don't that drive you mad?
So I think we're 3 different levels on here. Gary's completely switched off on it. I'm going to carry on because it's only 3 episodes, but if it was any more I probably wouldn't, and Luke loves it.
I just thought it was something different. No, I don't love it. I just thought it was something very easy to watch for a start, which in terms of recent BBC drama, Apple Tree Yard wasn't that easy to watch. It was kind of annoying. SSGB was a real slog. Sherlock was not very easy to watch.
This was the easy watch. Me and Gary.
Well, but this one, I thought, it was easy to watch. It was good performances.
I agree compared to those. I agree.